Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
howdy. I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. Where's your Krispy Kremes?
They're all gone by this time of day.
That's awesome. So we're going live in the Legends group. Hey, everybody. You know this guy. Welcome, Greg.
I am so thrilled to be here.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, guys, we had Greg talk at our virtual conference in the Legends group. I know we have folks on Zoom that aren't a member of the Legends, totally fine, but we're going live in the Legends Facebook group as well. Those of you who are on Zoom, post questions in the Q&A. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves as well, but post questions in the Q&A so we don't lose any. But guys, Greg did a topic, or did kind of this similar topic on our virtual conference we had a month or two ago, and got a great response. And so this made us know that, hey, we got to do something else, something more to serve this need of people looking for things to sell on eBay. And eBay is making a comeback, or has made a comeback. I'll let Greg go into that. He's the eBay expert. I just know he knows his stuff, and I'm proud to have him on here to talk about what he does. You're an Amazon seller too, but you've kind of focused way more on eBay now, right?
Currently, absolutely more on
That's
eBay.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'll let you share your screen and tell your story. And I know you got this all prepared, and so I'll jump in if I need to. But pretty much, I think this is going to be your show, though. You kind of run a tight ship when you do your webinars.
Yeah, I do, because I always have too much to say.
That's good, though. That's okay. That means I can just goof off in the background here.
Yeah. The treasure hunting profit screen is showing. Is that correct?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Just so you know, Tony says, "Who is this clown?" Tony
Uh,
Barnes.
I don't even know her.
That's right. And Matt says, "Oh no, I didn't know it was going to be Greg. I just realized I have to wash my hair."
Okay. Everyone is so mean to me all the time. I don't understand it.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Well, tonight's the night I hit back because, listen, we've got a ton of stuff to cover and no time to cover it. Ryan only gives me like 10 minutes to do whatever I want to do usually. So listen, fasten your seatbelts, put your seats in their upright position, stow your trays, and hang on as best you can, because I'm going to go fast and I'm going to cover a lot of material. It's all I can do. So here we go. Why are you here? For you to be successful at treasure hunting profits, I will make you a grade A extreme expert master ninja in two separate areas. And those areas are finding the treasure. This is shockingly easier than you probably think it is to find treasure. Amazingly easy. Number two, I must show you how to dominate at least one selling platform. And listen, you can't dominate on Amazon, not for long, if you can at all. I will begin tonight to convince you that you can dominate eBay. In 2020, after all these years, eBay's been around longer than Amazon. You can still dominate the platform for the items that you sell. You can own eBay. When you put something up, you can still make eBay in 2020 your personal slave. You got to trust me. Seriously, for all of those who follow us tonight, maybe over the next few weeks, I'm going to turn you into a sourcing ninja and hand you fistfuls of gold. You can do this. I'm going to give you bolos, be on the lookouts, that hardly anybody knows about. And if you do exactly what I say, you will begin to dominate eBay on the items that you sell before this time next quarter. So listen, over the next hour, few weeks, I'm going to teach you how to do not your very best. I don't want you to do your very best. That won't be as helpful as what I'm about to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to do my very best. So who am I and why am I here? I was born to treasure hunt for profit. When I was 7, my father brought home this bucket of 100 brand new plastic 6-inch combs. And I took this bucket of combs all around the neighborhood every day until they were sold. And I hit every housewife in the neighborhood. And I sold them for, here's my sales pitch. I remember it clearly. These are a dime each or 3 for 30 cents. Ryan, they almost all bought three, almost all of them.
Wow.
This is my 21st year of selling on eBay.
Wow.
I know eBay. More than 16,000 eBay auctions and listings I have under my belt. Keep in mind, this differs from selling 16,000 items on Amazon. I literally created every one of the 16,000 listings, sold them, packaged them, shipped them myself. Maybe with a little help from my wife once in a while, thank goodness, but in general, I did most of the work. I am a top-rated eBay seller. That's the top tier possible on eBay today. I reached the highest tier years ago when they had the old power seller rankings, and they later did away with that and replaced it with top-rated seller, and that's what I am today. Am I bragging? Please never listen to someone, never listen to webinars or anything else. Don't read their books if they have zero credentials and can't back up what they say. If I can't brag about my eBay knowledge and back it up with proof, go listen to someone who can, and don't waste your time here with me. You should hold a high standard when you learn from anybody, and with eBay, I am that standard. Still, why am I here? Why are you here? For 2 years, I wrote a syndicated column about eBay. I went too far. I wrote a syndicated column about eBay, newspaper column called the eBay Corner. And a book was written by me, about me, about my first 5 years of selling on eBay. I don't really know why this so-called author called me a maniac on eBay, but that's what she did. And so I can back up my knowledge with proof that I know what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about how we're going to do this tonight. We're going to move back and forth. We're going to continually move between sourcing treasure and selling your treasure. It's the best I can do, because if I run out of time tonight, at least I've given you a little bit of everything. So if we have to stop early, it's not like I will have lost a whole chunk of not being able to tell you something. Let me go back to your training. Finding treasure and unloading it. You're going to walk into a garage sale, a thrift store, maybe even late in the day after an army of other resellers have been there, and you're going to find tons of great buys. If the idea of thrift stores and garage sales and estate sales, and if all of that if Goodwill stores, if all of that sounds horrible to you, especially if you come from the sexy world of retail arbitrage, I feel your pain. I almost completely left my first love, eBay, more than 3 years ago to dominate Amazon. I was dominating eBay when I slowed down and went to Amazon. I thought I could dominate Amazon. After Amazon dominated me for 3 years, I went back to my first love. About a year ago now, really hitting eBay hard. Several months ago, I kicked myself for ever leaving. Again, we're going to move back and forth, continually togging back and forth. You'll see how it goes. As I said before, hang on as best you can.
Guys, one thing I'll jump in here and say is I understand where you're coming from. If you're the type of person who's like, oh, dear Lord, garage sales and thrift stores and estate sales, think about it this way. So I'm gonna be learning with you tonight, but also realize that you could have somebody that does this for you. Find a friend or a relative and outsource this. Find somebody who already loves going to garage sales and estate sales. They're already doing it anyway just for fun. Say, hey, you want to partner up and you can do this for me, and you guys can continue to do the Amazon stuff. So look at it from that angle as well, if you're kind of turned off to estate sales and garage sales.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to give you tools that you hand them and say, look for these items. So you can easily train someone to do this. Finding the value of used items. There's nothing better than eBay. I'll be switching to an eBay window a few times tonight. You can do the same things on your cell phone. Obviously, you'll need the eBay app on your phone. If you're not a member of eBay yet, join later tonight. It's free. It's easy. Open an eBay account. We'll talk maybe not quite tonight about how to leverage Facebook Marketplace the correct way, not the way almost everybody uses it. And we'll also talk about Mercari some as we go in unloading your treasures. But for right now, we're focusing on the powerhouse, and that's eBay. Thrift Store 101. Are you lost in thrift stores? I'm going to give you a BOLO alert right now. Be on the lookout. whenever your whole goal after tonight, after a while, is to walk into a thrift store, garage sale, Goodwill, whatever, and buy yourself a bunch of money. I do it all the time. If you know the value of used VCRs, you know that old 4-head VCRs might bring $45 or $50. That's almost always the first thing people learn whenever they hear you should go to garage sales and make money. And VCRs combined with DVD players, they bring close to $100, sometimes a lot more. I greatly prefer not to source items like that. In order to, you've got to test the VCR, you've got to find cables, you've got to find a television that was made back in the Carter administration before you can find a place to plug in these old RCA cables. I do look for VCRs. I still sometimes sell them, but I rarely get them anymore, even though they can be profitable. That sort of thing is not what I want you to focus on. Now, at a garage sale, I'll buy a $3 VCR, but at garage sales even, but especially at Goodwills, Salvation Armies, estate sales, they know the value of VCRs. They're no longer pricing those things at $3 to $5. They're pricing them $20, $30, which is just ridiculous. Making $10 after you've got to test the thing and all of that, that's not for me, and I say it's not for you. I say your first bolo is Starbucks. All right. I want to get this right. I'm going to tell you about a fistful of gold. Always look for Starbucks items. We're talking about used in garage sales, Salvation Armies, Starbucks mugs and tumblers. They go discontinued all the time. You want these older ones, but by old, I'm talking 2018, 2017. That's old, okay? I'm going to hand you a bolo. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to change Ryan to my eBay screen.
Okay.
Let me know if this works. All right. And we're going to look for Starbucks. Now, again, really the best way to find the value of anything, any kind of treasure at these places is eBay, your eBay app. But I'm going to use this for now, the program, but Starbucks. Just search for Starbucks, and you always will want to modify your search. You will want to go down and start narrowing down the search. You want to find used Starbucks items. Don't mess with new ones. You want to find used Starbucks items, and you want to find Starbucks items that have sold. The reason is this guy wants $40 for this black drip band Starbucks mug, but that doesn't mean he's going to get $40. That's what he's asking right now. I want to see what Starbucks items actually sold for. So whenever I click sold items, I am finding all sorts of used Starbucks items that have sold over the past month or two. I'm going to go ahead and search these. I don't want ended recently. I want the highest price first. And we're going to find things like foreign Starbucks mugs, or Los Cabos, South Island, all of these $1,700. That would be sweet, but you're not going to find a lot of Italian Starbucks mugs and Los Cabos mugs, at least where I live in Oklahoma, at least where Ryan lives. Well, in Texas you might, but I'm just saying we're going to go down the list and see what else we can find. But of course, those are sweet. If you find any mug outside of the U.S. Or, you know, an older mug, a Starbucks mug, you want to look it up. But let's just go down the list and look at some of these things.
So, Greg, if we were at a garage sale and you saw a Tulsa Starbucks mug, you probably would go right to eBay and type in Tulsa Starbucks mug versus Starbucks generally?
Oh, absolutely. I'd probably type Starbucks Tulsa mug. Yeah. Or tumbler. Here's a tumbler. Starbucks calls these tumblers. Lousy picture, by the way. You'll learn why in a little bit. Matte teal. I remember when they sold these 24 ounce. No big deal, right? Who in the world would think back in a year or two or three ago, whenever these sold, that it would sell for $310, and the buyer paid almost $10 to ship. The seller didn't even give him free shipping. $300.
Is that because it's so rare or something?
They're all rare.
Wow.
They're all just collectible. Whenever Starbucks discontinues, it's like a discontinued Lego set. There are collectors that buy these things up. So how much is a garage sale going to sell Starbucks items for? A quarter? 50 cents? How much is a thrift store going to sell a Starbucks mug for, a tumbler? Quarter? 50 cents? maybe $1, but that's pretty steep for a Starbucks mug. They don't know the value of these. They don't have time to teach the personnel everything. So don't go to the VCRs. Don't go to the clothing section, especially if you're a man and don't know anything about clothing. Go to the glassware section when you walk into a Salvation Army. No other resellers are going to be hanging around that section. Look for Starbucks mugs. This is your first bolo. And listen, if you do nothing else tonight, I've just handed you hundreds and hundreds of dollars over the next year. Just every time you walk into a thrift store, I find this stuff all the time. Look at that. Tumbler, $300. Those things were for sale, 2018. Oh, that's really vintage, isn't it, Ryan? I have a year and a half old. Look at this stuff. Another 2018 tumbler, $295. Now that line through it means they accepted an offer, but I guarantee you they didn't accept $3 for this thing. It was a high offer, or this guy would have held out. Look at these prices. Used Starbucks items are tremendous.
What about, so Jason's asking, Starbucks cards, are those gift cards that were used that people collect?
Yes.
Okay.
People collect old used gift cards from lots of places.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look at this. But this is from Indonesia, so that's going to bring more. Again, foreign country. And I don't really focus on these, but I guarantee you, if I were to see in Indonesia anything Starbucks at any place that I've, run across, I'm probably just going to buy the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just why wouldn't you? Again, I just added hundreds of bucks to your income over the next every year in the future that you stop at a garage sale. You will find lots of used Starbucks items, and you're welcome for that bolo.
Ryan's asking, do those tumblers say Starbucks on the bottom? Is not seeing the logo in the picture.
Yeah, they all say, let's look at one, and usually they'll have the year on the bottom as well. Let's look at this guy's picture. Hopefully he showed, yeah, there we go. Well, he has the price tag still, but under that price tag, it will have the Starbucks logo and probably, let me bring it up here. Let's see. And probably the year made will be on here somewhere, although he may have hit it. So there's copyright Starbucks. So you'll have no problem finding the Starbucks. All of the mugs, they'll have the year on the bottom of the mug. They'll have the size of the mug, 12 ounce, 20 ounce, things like that. Okay, going back, here we go. Your key, here's what I do. I focus on each item's GROI percentage, and that's the way I source. It's very simple. If the GROI percentage isn't in my range, I'll skip it. I mean, I try to have a minimum profit of $8, but I really prefer the GROI calculation better because things that I teach you to buy sell so fast, and they're so fast to list, so simple to ship, so lightweight. I'll take even a $4 profit. I don't care. I'll list something on eBay. I'll buy it, take pictures, list it on eBay, and ship the thing and only make $4 because, as I'm going to show you, it is so easy to list and ship eBay items. It's not what you probably think it is. So I focus primarily most heavily on the GROI calculation that I'll show you in a minute. Now, some, especially Amazon resellers, you work with an item's ROI percentage. And as a rule of thumb, I don't do that. I just find that as helpful as the GROI percentages, and I think most of you know how to calculate an ROI, or return on investment, a percentage return on your money. You spend $15 and you make a $5 profit, and I think you can figure that return out. Most of you can here. I prefer the GROI. Let me describe it. It's the giant return on investment. That's all I want. I want a giant return on my money. I want a giant return from every Starbucks mug that I buy. Now, let me tell you about 2 Starbucks mugs that I bought last week. This isn't one of those $300 mugs that are tumblers or mugs or anything. These are cheap. I bought these things for $3.16, including sales tax. They will sell for $40 a piece. That's $80 for, that's an $80 total gross profit, or about $77 gross profit in less than a month. In less than a month, those 2 mugs will sell and bring me a gross profit of $80 minus $3.16, about $77. That's a GROI percentage, a giant return on my money of 2,431% and 31.65%. Now, you see why I don't like to mess with measly Amazon ROIs when I treasure hunt? I don't want an ROI of 33% or 100%. Who wants a 200% return on their investment? I want a 2,000% return on my investment. So do you. I'm going to show you how to make it. But eBay is so much more trouble than Amazon. Oh, really, Karen? Listen, Amazon's selling fees, including PayPal's, are less than half of Amazon's selling fees on the average. Okay, let's look at this. Looking at costs, eBay happens to win over Amazon dramatically. Amazon typical selling fees, this isn't a fixed rule. People will argue with me, but we kind of generally say 33%. A third are going to be your selling fees. If something sells for $15, about $5 will be your fees. Typical Amazon selling fees, including the PayPal fee, are about 15% of the selling price. That's less than half on the average of Amazon's. When you reach the top tier, top rated seller status, and you will, selling fees go down 10%. They're only about 13.5% of the selling price, including PayPal fees. You should become a top tier seller very soon if you listen to me. But eBay's so much more trouble than Amazon. Oh, really? Amazon's so easy, right? I mean, you locate matching listings and you just hop on. What could be easier? That mean old eBay requires you to create a listing and take photographs and describe the condition and even write a description. Who wants to write a description? There ought to be a law against eBay. Oh, really? But eBay's so much more trouble than Amazon. The last garage sale I went to, I spent $80, more than I usually spend at a garage sale. I bought 10 old kitchen appliances, and most have sold already. When they all sell out, I will make $705 net profit. That's after my $80. I spent $80 to make $705 that I put in my pocket after all fees. Now, how many items do I have to buy, prep, label, and ship to FBA to clear $705 net profit? For replens, that's often like $2,000 worth of goods that I have to buy and then wait for them to sell. For non-replens, perhaps that's a $1,500, $1,700 that I have to spend and can take a lot longer to find and sell than replens. Am I dissing Amazon? Well, let's go back to that. To me, I think buying 10 items and selling 10 items and wrapping and shipping 10 items is far easier than doing that with $2,000 worth of merchandise. At the same time, am I dissing? I hear eBay's dead. Oh, really? Well, eBay routinely every month is the 9th, 10th, or 11th top visited website in America. I wouldn't call the 10th most visited website in America dead. I just, maybe I'm all wrong, but I think that's a pretty popular site and not dead. I've demonstrated that I think I must work much less. I consider eBay over FBA. Whenever I consider and compare those two, I work a lot less for the same amount of profit. Now, it's true we haven't discussed what creating a listing requires, but we're going to. Amazon sellers work for Amazon. I am not dissing Amazon. Heaven forbid. I'm a founder and active member of a powerful Amazon selling mastermind that I am in every single week. I'm an FBA seller. I have an inventory score of almost 600. That demonstrates that I've done okay at FBA, although I haven't been as active as I used to be. I want eBay to be seen in its true light. I'm not disrespecting Amazon. I am trying to show the true eBay-like picture here, and I want you all to understand that. There's an entire art on how to set up your eBay listings and list them for the maximum price possible and as quickly as possible. And even if you're an absolute beginner, I will make you dominating masters on eBay whenever you sell treasures that I show you how to find. And finally, not to disrespect Amazon, but to give eBay its due. Absolutely zero courses are for sale that tell you how to get reinstated as a seller on eBay when you get kicked off. There aren't any courses that you buy to do that. Wonder why? You know why? It just doesn't happen to normal sellers. Even to new sellers that sort of mess up, eBay doesn't just kick you off. That just isn't the standard policy. Admit it or not, you and I do live somewhat in fear of the dreaded Amazon FBA account closures. And if you've sold on Amazon for years with a stellar record, you still have that fear. And you still consider buying insurance for if and when your account gets closed based on what? Based on an unsubstantiated click of the inauthentic item by some buyer that has to offer zero evidence whatsoever, and they kick you off. So how many places sell eBay insurance so that you will be protected financially when you get kicked off eBay? No one sells that. No one. Or if they do, it's like a side, well, we'll sell it to you if you want it, but there's no reason to have it. Here's a truth, and I have it right here in print. Amazon sellers work for Amazon. eBay sellers work for their buyers. That's just a truth, and I'll tell you why. Amazon's priority for their sellers is to police us. They want us to do exactly what they want. You'll hear it's their playground, it's their sandbox. Yeah, that's fine, but that's their priority with us, is to police us. eBay's seller priority, and if you ever go to an eBay conference, eBay Open, their annual conference, eBay's priority for sellers is to help the sellers sell more. There's a huge, huge difference in the philosophy of these two companies. And as a seller, it is so much more of a pleasure to have 50 items up for sale on eBay than to have 50 items on FBA. I mean, that's a pleasure too, because they sell very well on Amazon. But whenever you go to sleep at night, you don't worry about eBay. You worry about FBA, and you have to admit you do, and I do too. Garage sale 101. You scan books. What do you do the first time that you walk into a garage sale? Well, let me give you a bolo. You look for used kitchen appliances. Okay? I'm going to just hand you a bunch of money here. Just do it. If you remember your mother using these little like mixers or whatever, if you recognize something, a Ronco something, your mother used these appliances, then it's really good. But if you remember your grandmother using them, just buy the thing. Just buy them. Just don't even look them up. Just buy them. They might work. They might not work. Just buy them. With used kitchen appliances, if they don't work, the key is to look up replacement parts. Now, you can plug them in and see if they work at most garage sales. You can't at all garage sales. You can at most thrift stores. You can at all thrift stores. But if you get something home that you've paid $4 for and it doesn't work, but it's a 1969 Ronco something, I don't even know where our kitchen is, Ryan, but I'm a man. But I know that if it doesn't work, I am going to look up replacement parts along with that item. And I'm going to sell parts from it for a lot of money. That I paid $3, $4, $5 for this thing, but if it works, even better.
Yeah.
I'm looking over my notes here just a minute. By the way, you in eBay, whenever you're sort of looking up something, you can type the name of it, you can take a picture of it, and you can also scan the barcode, just like the Amazon app. So that's pretty cool. I once sold, a few weeks ago, I bought a Champion juicer. I don't know if you know what a juicer is, but if you're a homeschooler, you almost definitely have a Champion juicer in your house. They're kind of like Bosch's. Every homeschool family seems to have a Champion juicer, for most of them. Anyway, this wasn't in the best shape. It was kind of beat up, but it did work, and it had 3 attachments on it. So I got home this kind of an ugly Champion juicer with 3 attachments, and I thought, let me look it up and see what it's worth. It plugged it in, it worked. I plugged it in actually at the Howe Foundation thrift store, and it worked. So I looked it up. It brings 70, 80 bucks. I then looked up each attachment. I then listed each attachment individually, Champion juicer replacement part. And the reason I did that is because a week later, they've all sold for a total of $91. The 3 attachments sold for $91. I then listed the Champion juicer for about 70 and got it. I made far more piecing that thing out, even though it worked, far more, and you will too. This Champion juicer cost me $7.50. Sourcing eBay. I know I'm going fast, but man, it's already halfway over. Are you just starting eBay? Do you have an account you haven't really used much lately? You need to activate your account. You need to grow. You need to become a powerful eBay user. You need to dominate eBay. And I'll tell you exactly how to do that. Whenever you first open an account, or if you haven't used your account in a while, eBay will put some limitations on your account. I think the most you can sell is $2,500 at a time. But if you get up to $2,500 and you can't add another item to inventory, when something sells, you can add that. So as long as you don't go over $2,500, and after a month or two, they'll let you do more. And if you call them, and by the way, eBay customer service, they speak English. You call them, they answer. It's really unbelievable. It's unlike any place I've ever seen. So you call them and they say, yeah, you look like you've done well. You've got good feedback already, and they'll just do away with your restrictions. They don't want those one-off people coming in and creating an account, lying about it, selling a bunch of stuff, getting the money, and then you never see them again. But if you have a month or two going of sales, they will take off any of these new account limitations. What you want to do is take great photos. Most sellers don't. Let me show you one item. Go back to my here we go. Kensington Expert Wireless Mouse. This thing sold for 66 bucks. If I were to sell this, and I've got one, but I'm not going to sell it, but we're going to act like I did. So this user has not a great title, and this seller, $66 he made or she made, and I'm looking for his feedback. This guy's got 13 feedbacks behind him. He's a brand new seller, and someone trusted this person with $66 for this old trackball. I love these trackballs. I use them. That's all I use on every computer, but these are old. They haven't sold these in a long time. So if you were to sell this, and I'm going back into eBay right now and kind of telling you a little bit about how to do eBay, and we can't cover much ground, but I'm going to just do a little bit. I would find one that sold pretty well lately, even if it's a lousy picture or whatever. $66, that's in the high price range for this trackball. I would go down and I would click sell now. That means I want to sell one just like it. Hello. It's thinking. Sorry. Oh, I guess with Zoom, it kind of slows down.
When you're sharing your screen, it slows it down.
Yeah, we'll be right there. I hope. Does anybody know any jokes? There we go.
That can't be reached.
Well, this is embarrassing, Ryan.
That's okay.
Okay, and I've got a fast connection too. Whenever you go and start selling on eBay, if you're fairly new, you're going to get sort of this watered down selling screen, which is fine, but I prefer to go up here, switch to business tool, and it'll say, are you sure? Yeah, because you have a lot more options whenever you switch to their business tool. It's not as pretty, it's not as obvious on what to do, but I think whenever you switch to the business tool, and it will remember that. I like this better. Now, we can talk about the title and all that, but we know that title brought $66 on an item that's really only worth about $60 usually. So we'll keep that title for now, but I want to show you some picture information. I'm going to add photos that I've already taken. And you can't probably see my screen. I don't know, but I am.
I can see the picture screen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, because it's the browser. So it's loading, and you can start working on your pictures right away. Your first picture must be high res and must have a white background, a pure white background. If you don't have a pure white background, you won't sell as many. Why do I know that you need a pure white background? Because at eBay Open, at the eBay conference last year, eBay said, we reward you with sales, with search result love. We give you more placement in search results if your background is all white or transparent, if you know what that is. So you can send pictures to places like remove.bg, that's a website, and they will remove the background and make it white. But eBay has honed and made its tools even better. And again, it's this first picture you really care about mostly. You don't care about the white background. eBay said, you don't care, these others don't need to be white. So here's what you can do. eBay gives you the tool to make your own white background. You can take the contrast up quite a bit, and then you can take the brightness level up, and
wow.
ta-da, you have a white background without using and buying an external website, without knowing Photoshop or anything else.
And that took you about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's
And of
awesome.
course, you'll be way past this. I mean, we've been talking a lot. So other than that, I wouldn't really do much with these pictures. So you always want 4 to 6 pictures or more. The more pictures, the more things that sell. The more pictures, eBay says, the more things sell. People can't touch your items, they can only look at them. So give them picture after picture, and eBay will help you out with search result love if you do that. How do you get 12 pictures of a trackball? Well, you take the front and you fix it. You take the front again, you take the side, you take the other side, you take the back, you take the bottom, you close up on the bottom. Here I would probably crop that, but if you don't, that's okay. Take a picture without the trackball, take a picture of the trackball itself, and you know what? I always, one more time, go back and just add the first picture again at the end, only I don't white it out. So it looks like it's a different picture, but it's not. It's the same picture. Now, if any of these, you had your hand in it, that's okay. You don't really want cluttered background, but after your first picture, which must have a white background if you want to sell at the maximum price possible, after that, put your hand in one of these. Show them, yeah, we really do have this thing. I'm really an individual. eBay people like to buy from individuals. Amazon people like to buy from companies or from Amazon. So put your hand on there, show it being used, no big deal. I actually like the first picture to be kind of at an angle like this. If it's a box, like if this were new in the box, I would position the box a little bit off so that I got part of the side and the corner, and then they could still see most of or all of the front of the box. I would not do a direct on like this if it were a box. Now I did these two just so I could tell you that, but really this trackball sort of looks sort of 3D like even direct on, but you can imagine if this were the box, the direct on would be very square, and the angle, when you angle it a little bit, it just looks better. It grabs people's eye whenever they're looking through all of the listings. Keep that little tip in mind. All right. Another thing that I just can't, there's so much gold in these eBay lists, so much gold that I have to tell you about. Man, to sell things fast, and to sell them for I never price things mid-range or low range. If it says many have sold like mine for $50 to $85 in the past, I'll definitely price it at $85, $90 for a long time. I just, look, this guy oversold this thing for way too much money with a lousy picture. You can do it with a good picture. You can always ask for more. Now, when you first start eBay and you want to build a reputation and you want to get things sold and you want to get over the account limitation, you might want to price in the mid-range. But once you're past that, price high. You will be rewarded. There's value in that. Just a couple more things, and I don't have time to tell you anything else, but there are a lot of, they call these item specifics, and a lot of people just ignore them. Now, this picked up the item specifics that the seller that we used his listing on. He had already set all of these, so if they're accurate, fine. But if he hasn't said any, you should, and I'll tell you why. This item specific, let's say he hadn't he hadn't selected any of those, you just lost out on 285,000 previous searches that would have found one of these words. Someone looked for Kensington trackball lightning, Kensington trackball infrared, Kensington trackball wireless, Bluetooth, something. You want to check these and you want to use these. So always take a little bit of time, just a few seconds, to check some of these item specifics, because if you do, if lightning, I don't know why lightning is on this trackball, but let's say it's a Bluetooth trackball. So if Bluetooth is one of your item specifics, you do not have to waste any of your 80 title spaces to say the word Bluetooth. It will find Bluetooth whenever people search for Kensington Expert Wireless Trackball Bluetooth. It will find this listing if the item specific says Bluetooth. So that saves you
So you don't have to keyword stuff.
keyword, keyword, keyword. And eBay really wants you to fill these out. And why? Does eBay want you to fail? No, they want you to sell as much as you can. So do it. Whenever it comes to, oh, I've got to write a listing. Yeah, you've got to write a listing. So we can do what he did, but I don't like that. I always like to kind of sell it a little bit, but I immediately click this bullet point right here, just like you would use in Word or Google Docs and whatever. Superior trackball with the claimed Kensington name. And then I always like to say, yes, yes, come from a smoke-free home, and yes, I wrap well and ship immediately. And I do ship immediately, almost always same day if there's any time. Now, that's not much. I think I misspelled Kensington, but I don't care. That's not a lot of description. That's all I do because it's used, and this is the big key here. What is the condition? So if it's not brand new, you want to say, faint signs of handling up here. If they do, no scratches. If there aren't any, trackball rolls smoothly. If it does. So you want to really describe the condition because you do not want this buyer to get it and not like it. You want to tell them, you want to make it sound worse than it is. I mean, you want your buyer to be pleasantly surprised on the upside. So spend some time telling the exact condition. And once you do that, buyers just don't read descriptions anymore. As a matter of fact, a lot of eBay listings on your cell phone, especially where 50-60% of all people buy things these days, they don't even, the description doesn't even come up. You have to click an eBay item button to look at the whatever the seller said for the description. They don't, eBay doesn't even show most buyers the description of anything. They do show the condition is on a used item. That's critical, but no one reads condition. I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating. Some people do. Don't worry about it. So used to, I would write a book whenever I would sell a book. I mean, I would just write and tell about the subject and everything about that book and tell the table of contents. I don't do anything anymore. And we're going to learn tonight, over the next few weeks, whatever, that bullet lists sell. If you have a bulleted list in a description of anything that you sell, people will almost always read your bulleted list, whether they read the rest of the description or not. So I just only do bulleted lists because that's all they're going to read anyway on the average. Then you put the price and you click sell. And we're not going to sell this because I don't want to sell mine. But anyway, if you buy correctly, you'll make giant ROIs as long as you know how to sell it as well. Okay, I'm going to return to our slides. I know I'm going fast. I'm sorry. It's the best we can do. Take great photos and so forth. You want to sell, you want to list something every day when you get started for 30, 60 days. You might want to list more than one item, but you definitely need to list every single day. Why? eBay loves active sellers, and every day that you list consistently, eBay will push you up a little bit higher in the search results. How do I know this? They say that. They love active sellers. They want you to see the messages that they give us all about promotions and things like that. They want you to keep listing. They want you to keep working on your account. So list something every day. If you have 50 things to list 3 a day or whatever you want to do, but just be sure and list something every day. Take every single option eBay gives you. If they say, we'll talk about auction versus buy it now over time, but we're going to just assume most things are buy it now these days, even though if you haven't been on eBay for a long time, almost everything was at auction back in the past, back in the days of Noah. But today, almost everything is buy it now. You will have the option to say all accept offers. People can just send me an offer. Okay, you should always do that. You should always take every option eBay gives you. eBay has those things for you to sell more because eBay wants to make more money. They want you to make more money. What is the downside and upside to offers? Well, sorry, let me find, I don't want to, this is kind of a critical one. Oh yeah. I've seen this twice recently on Facebook groups. Someone's basically said, I don't do offers because I don't want a bunch of people sending me lowball offers. Well, I do. I want eBay to see a lot of people clicking on my listing for some reason. And guess what? Yeah, I would say 98% of everything that I sell has a make offer. I check that option and let people make offers. And guess what? Hardly anyone does. Almost everyone just clicks buy and pays me the full price. So I not only have gained search engine love by having the option, hardly anyone ever uses it. And the 20% that do, no one lowballs me. I mean, nobody I know, that's hyperbole. You know, once every 3 months, someone will lowball me and I'll just give them a reasonable counter offer and move on. But you're not bugged all the time with people. You want people to look at your stuff and think, I might be able to get this for lower. Let me see. You want eBay to see those clicks. Build an inventory when you first start out of 100 items or more. That's harder than it sounds. You want to open an eBay store, but not really before you have 100 items in inventory. Let me tell you, I'm a good seller. I find it very difficult to get over 200 items in our inventory because things just sell too fast. I mean, I could list 50 items a day for a week and get 500 items before they all sell, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But life gets in the way of listing 50 items a day a lot of times. But I just can't list 5, 6, 7 items a day and build an inventory because they keep selling, and that's going to happen to you. That's a great problem. You can't have an inventory. I always joke with Janie, I can't build an inventory to make money on eBay because people keep buying our stuff. Sourcing with cell phones, okay. Evernote. Evernote is a cell phone app and a desktop app, and it will become your second favorite cell phone app after eBay. Before I'm through with you, now we won't really do anything with it tonight, but Evernote is available on Android and Apple, a free version and a paid version, and the free version should work just fine. But I'm going to show you that Evernote keeps you from, over time, I will show you that Evernote keeps you from looking up every single item you run across. Who has time for that? I'm going to be handing you, in some of you, I'm going to be handing you, well, tonight I'm giving you a bunch of BOLOs, but I'm going to be giving you some BOLO lists over the next few weeks, some of you, and that's just tons of money, like the tons of bullion treasure that I just gave you about Starbucks and appliances, selling those as parts. Evernote is better for your lists like that. Evernote makes finding things very fast. You don't have to look up on eBay, and eBay takes a little while, just like Amazon takes a little while to actually find comps and everything. I mean, you've got to do this and do sold and all of this. With your Evernote app, you're going to use in conjunction with your eBay app in order to determine whether something's worth buying. I will show you all of my sourcing notes in Evernote. If you know anything about Evernote, it's just a note-taking app that has very quick searches. And if you take a picture of something with words, you can search for that picture a year later using those words, and it'll just find these pictures. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it's really good for the treasure hunter who's looking for profits. So all of my sourcing notes start with # or hashtag garage. So garage sale, because of garage sale. So if I have a huge note for men's clothing, and it's # garage and then # men's clothing. # toys. I have a # garage and then # toys. I have a whole note about what toys to make a lot of money on that I find all the time. And games that don't even have all the pieces. Oh, I sell a lot of games with a lot of missing pieces all the time, and so will you. So just file this away, put a pin in it. You're going to come back to Evernote and use it. Here's a picture of Evernote. This is my men's clothing note. Of course, it's much longer than this. Games, toys, plush toys are actually bring a lot of money. When used stuffed toys, you'd think, well, aren't they used or dirty? People don't want their kids to have them. Oh, they're worth a lot of money sometimes. I mean, a lot of times. So I'm going to eventually show you all how to use Evernote to make a ton of money. And again, I would go ahead and install it and use the free version for a while. I know I'm skipping around. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about shipping. Wow, time's flying. We just don't have time. Never, ever purchase packing materials, ever. Peanuts, air pillows, styrofoam, bubble wrap, none of that stuff. I'll teach you how to get all of that stuff free. But some boxes I do purchase. Not many. I usually get my boxes free too, and we'll be talking about how to do that real easily. But some boxes, I have about 8 standard sizes of boxes that I always keep on hand, especially when starting eBay. You really want to ship as quickly as you can. You want high feedback on those early sales. You want your boxes to be new and clean if possible. You want to really go overboard whenever you first start activating an eBay account or reactivating an old account. So buy some nice new boxes whenever you sell something. Now, I just love selling lightweight, small items and making a lot of money on those because I don't like to pack big items. Oh, I do. I'll do, that Champion juicer weighs I don't remember how much it weighed, 28 pounds or something. Those things are heavy. It's a huge motor in that thing. But I prefer things that weigh 4 ounces that cost $3.50 to ship and takes a 20-cent box that I bought. So I have about 10 boxes of standard sizes that I keep. And let me show you what I do with them. On the shelves, and this doesn't really look like labels, I did circle with the computer, but these are just white Dymo labels. And I keep my 8x6x4 boxes up here and down here, 10x5x5, and I put the weight of my boxes. And so will you. You need to put the weight of every box that you stock, more than one of. Well, why? Well, actually, a lot of you might think, I see that. I wish I'd been doing that all this time. Because if I'm listing something on eBay and it weighs 2.5 ounces and I know that it's going to fit in this box, I know it's actually going to weigh 5.9 ounces when I ship it. So I know exactly what it's going to weigh. I can tell eBay this thing is going to ship for whatever it was. We'll just say 6 ounces. So charge the buyer for 6 ounces first class shipping, and this is the box size I'm going to use. And you never mess with shipping again. Whatever it costs, eBay's just going to charge your buyer. Now, when you first start selling, you should probably do free shipping. If you have to, add a little bit to the price, but free shipping is better for new sellers. You'll get more sales. It's actually good for old sellers as well, but I've learned after you reach top rated seller, you can charge for shipping and sell just as much. So that's your goal, is to get to that point, because your things are being seen so much, and eBay loves their top rated sellers, and they just give you all sorts of search engine love. So you'll be charging for shipping before long. But when you start out, it's kind of like getting ungated by buying something from a wholesaler for Amazon. You'll buy 12 items from Entertainment Earth, and you'll overpay and you won't really make any money, but you'll get ungated in Legos, so it's worth it. Well, when you first start selling on eBay, well, you won't lose any money. I mean, these are GROI percentages, remember. You're going to make money, but you're not going to make as much if you do free shipping on everything, but you will sell more, and that's how you activate and build a good account. So keep track of your standard boxes, how much they weigh. You'll thank me later for that. As a rule, don't let anything slow you down. I don't. We, in our wrapping and eBay room and FBA room and everything, we have tables that line all the walls. And on many of these tables, including the desk the computer sits on that I look up things and do labels and things, I have taped a measuring tape to every table in front of me, about 36 inches worth. So I don't have to find a yardstick no matter where I'm sitting or standing, no matter what table I'm at. I don't have to go find a measuring tape or a yardstick. It's right in front of me. So if I'm entering if I just wrapped a book or something and I didn't really know the size of box it would need whenever I listed that book, well, I found a box, I list it, and it's 10 by 12 by 1. And I just know that because I want to list fast, and I want you to learn how to list fast, because if I'm only going to make $4 on something, I've got to be able to buy it, list it, sell it, ship it fast. And that's what I do, and that's what you're going to do. You're not going to let finding a tape measure slow you down ever again. You're going to have all your tables taped with this. This is just minor. I've got so much stuff to teach you. This is just a minor tip. I mean, this is nothing. You can make $4 and be thrilled with it. Now, on Amazon FBA, if you're doing replans and you make $4 and you buy 10 of something and you make $40 profit, that's great. But with eBay, you've got a one-off item. You've got to list it, ship it, as I said. That's okay too, because your cost is nothing. And think about when I first started out, speaking of cost, I would have, if I were to make, if you remember back 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, I bought $80 worth of appliances that are going to net me $705 profit. I've got $80 tied up in those sales, although I've already gotten most of it back. On Amazon, I would have $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000 tied up until I made that $705. So keep in mind, why is $4 a big deal? Because it might have cost you 50 cents to buy this thing. You don't have any money in this thing. What if it sits for a month? Who cares? Estate sales, or if you speak Italian, estate sales. Estate means summer in Italian for those who speak Italian. Okay, I give you this bolo in Ryan's recent what would I do if I only had $100? I mentioned this bolo, and now I'm going to give it to you. This is a be on the lookout sale if you ever are at an estate sale. That's where like two old people die and you walk through their house and look in their closets and look at all their clothing. And it's really weird if you've never been to one. They're almost always high priced, and they almost always know what things are worth, except the things that I buy and the things that you're going to start looking for. What I do, I go straight to the bathroom. Straight to the bathroom, faster than a Mexican tourist who just drank the water. I'm in that bathroom fast, and no one else is in the bathroom. They're all out there arguing over these $10,000 antiques. I can't make any money that way. I'm going to make money on the sealed in package $10 L'Oreal eyeliner that doesn't even have a price, and I'll go out. What is this? Now, how much is this? I don't know, a dime? Why would you want that? Well, yeah, I want that. I find anything in their bathroom, especially lady stuff, eyeliner, any of that stuff that's new in package, they'll just almost give it to you. I mean, it's basically free. And you'll make $10, $20, $30. And if you find old perfume that's only got, 25% of the perfume left, Chanel from the 60s, who would want that? People pay hundreds of dollars for Chanel from the 60s in partial bottles. 10% of it is left. They'll pay $85 for a 10% bottle. Look for perfumes, name brand perfumes, not Avon, usually. Some Avon actually is worth money, vintage, but in general, look for the other name brands, partial little perfume bottles that just look old. Who would want that? A lot of people. But no one else in that estate sale wants it. Just you. No one else who's working that estate sale has a clue that it's worth anything. Just you. That's why you run to the bathroom every time you go into an estate sale. Now, in the third or fourth day, they will lower the prices finally, but by then a lot of the stuff's sold. But don't wait for that. If you go to the bathroom and find a bunch of stuff, buy it the first day. Okay. It's not exactly a bolo. But for those living still in the unfree states, when and if your governor or your governorate ever allows your state's citizens to make a living again, you are posed for a fantastic sourcing opportunity. And I say this from experience because I did this last month when Oklahoma started opening up. Go the first day the thrift store opens, the very first day. The wimpy busybodies won't be there talking about why aren't you wearing a mask or whatever it is. They're still home afraid. You go down the list, go to your largest thrift store first and just walk in. They've got tons of stuff that first week or two, and still they do in Oklahoma, because still a lot of people are too afraid to go into a store, especially a thrift store, all that used stuff. Who wants to touch all that stuff? Well, I do. And so you walk in and they've got all this stuff that was donated right before your governor declared martial law in your state. And so they've got all this excess inventory. They don't have room for it. They need cash. They haven't had cash for a month and a half. They don't know. They're desperate for cash. We want what they have. They have loaded up and have very few customers yet, even the ones who have been open for a few weeks. Very few customers because everyone's a wimp these days in America. So go there and you're going to find all sorts of bargains. And stuff that they would normally overprice, like VCRs, they're underpricing even VCRs. They just have to move and clear out their back rooms. They don't have room for anything because they had all this stuff come in. The governor shut the state down, and then They've just been sitting on this all this time. So the first day your state opens, run to the thrift stores and take the biggest thrift store first, then the second biggest one, then the third, and just go down the list. You will thank me later. I have just given you the X on a treasure map. X marks the spot on how to make a bunch of money the day your thrift store is open. And if you've been open for a while, if you're in Texas, Oklahoma, the free states, then you still have, they're still loaded with stuff. Every time I go, I just come home with boatloads of stuff because no one's going to these stores yet. You will. Ryan, it's exactly an hour. We just got started.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I'm hoping that there might be questions, but if not, there may not be questions. But I'm going to stop sharing the screen, Ryan, for a few minutes. And I might say, see if you don't mind, Ryan, maybe give me a time to get a little sip of water, tell them a little bit about the group that we're talking about,
sure.
and I'll get back on.
Absolutely. Grab a sip of water and I'll start talking, but I'll need you were going to talk about the modules, but go ahead and get your water first.
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. I'll share my screen, guys. So obviously it looks like Greg has a whole lot more to talk about. Excited about this. So guys, there is gold in your backyard. And I was chatting with Greg. It's been a few months now. He was showing me some of his tools and telling me about how much he does on eBay. And he just has this huge bolo list. And it made me think, I bet there's other people to be interested in this. So let's partner up and create something. So that's what we've done. He's put together, essentially it's going to be similar as what we did with the outsourcing course and the replens course, which is a live workshop. So creating a course, but we're going to do it live. And we think it's going to be 6 sections. And here's some of the topics. Do you want to, when we read them off, or do you want to go over them?
No, you can. Why don't you go over them, because you'll say it in words differently from
sure. And guys, a lot of the stuff, some of the stuff he's just giving you a very the tip of the iceberg tonight, but he's got a huge bolo list. Like tonight he mentioned 3 different things, but he's got a very long list of items that he's going to share. So when you go, I would say honestly, like this right here alone is worth it. You're going to learn a lot more, but just being able to walk into a garage sale, an estate sale, and a thrift store with knowing exactly what to look for. And these aren't items that everybody thinks of. And so that's what makes it super valuable. He gave me one tip right here, the one bolo that will blow your mind, that everybody has sitting in their garage probably, that you think is old and yucky and nobody would want anymore, but that brings him a ton of money. That's on the list. I'm going to talk about even more the huge ROIs of eBay. Getting the nitty gritty of how to create eye-catching listings, how to take photos that pop off the page, how to get more eyeballs to see your listings, because obviously you have to have people to see it so it can sell. We're going to talk about selling on Mercari and Facebook Marketplace, go into detail on how to prep and ship, how to become a top-tier eBay seller, the benefits of an eBay store, how to sell clothing, what to look for with clothing, what brands to look for, how to list on multiple platforms, and a whole lot more. And so it's simply just putting together a live workshop, and we have a Facebook group associated with it. So you get the Greg's Bolo list, the short report, 3 powerful words that turn angry buyers into happy repeat customers. This is a report he's created. And your buyer's favorite word is you. These are all bonuses for joining. So we're going to start June 10th. It's a week from tonight. It's going to be live. Starts at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern. Guys, if you can't make it live, it's okay. All 6 sessions are going to be recorded, and you'll have unlimited access to them, so it's no big deal if you can't make them live. Plus, you're going to have access to a private Facebook group that's going to have ongoing training and support that Greg will be in. I'll be in there too, but he's obviously the master at this, and I'll be learning with you all. Okay, all Greg, right. Anything else about the class that you want to talk about?
I want to run over a couple of things you said. Someone asked, what is a bolo? I'm so sorry that I didn't slow down and say what a bolo is, but guess what? It always means money. You can hear the cash register, I hope. A bolo means be on the lookout for. Be on lookout. I don't know why it's bolo. It's not exactly B-O-L-O whenever you say it that way, but be on the lookouts. I'm going to hand you tens of thousands of dollars on lists that you can also put in Evernote and just have with you. Instantly find them instantly. And it makes finding treasure at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, wherever, yard sales, it makes finding those things much faster. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. So you don't have to look. If you're doing replens, and replens are amazing, as you know, and one of the wisest things you can do on Amazon once you learn how to do it, and Jimmy is the one that tells you how to do it, teaches you how to do it. Replens are fantastic, but to find replens, you know what it takes? It takes looking and looking and looking at every item on an aisle. And oh, you get paid back by doing that, but it's a lot of work. Well, some would say this is a lot of work. I say it's hardly any work because I do it. So it's for lazy people. And I look for my bolos constantly, and I'm going to make it so easy for you not to look up every single thing at a garage sale on your phone. You don't want to do that anyway. It just looks weird whenever you're doing that. Someone starts getting suspicious. What's she doing? So I'm just going to make all of that. I'm going to streamline all of that for you. But if you want to stay with us, I want to repeat some things that Ryan told you, but I'm going to say it my way. So pardon me.
Go for it. Yeah,
pardon my French. If you want to stay with us over the next few weeks and participate in our Facebook group, reserved only for those who seek treasure hunting profits. And I know this sounds like sales hype, but listen, I will make sure, number one, you dominate eBay for all the items you sell. A lot of you know me from Legends and other Facebook groups. I don't just say, well, I do actually on my wall say a bunch of things I don't mean and brag all the time. But if you know me in person, that's not really me. I am telling you, I will make you a master at this stuff. I will make you a master at eBay. In a couple or 3 months' time, you will dominate eBay every time you list something for that item. Your eBay selling competitors, they will quickly learn. They'd rather mainline Drano than compete against you against anything that you sell. Number two, the following is going to sound like more hype, like an empty promise, but I can fulfill this. I assure you I can fulfill it. In the very first class, Ryan talked about this. In the very first class, I'm going to give you a bolo that will blow you away. You will not believe this thing. I'm going to demonstrate this bolo on eBay, and I'm going to show you that you have been walking past not tens, not hundreds, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of things over and over in your life, and that neither you nor anyone else around you had a clue that it was worth so much money that people just toss all the time. The day after you learn about this bolo, you're going to start looking, you're going to start asking people if you can see what they have. You're going to try to find them everywhere you can because the money is so huge and no one charges you money for these things. If they do, you know, it's just a token dime or something. Even better, ask if they'd take $1 or $2 for theirs. And when you pay them $1 for one of these bolos, they're going to consider you crazier than a New Year's Eve in a nut house for wanting something so worthless. Number three, you will walk into garage sales and yard sales with a little cash. Scan what you see. I don't mean scan with your phone, but just scan with your eyes, and you will know instantly what table to go to next. And it won't be the table other resellers are going to first. They won't even half of the time go to the tables that I send you to. Compared to you, every other reseller next to you will be slower than it takes me a while to think of these things, slower than an obese sumo wrestler in a cactus garden next to you. Number four, we'll give you a living document. Ryan told you about my list of bolos. That's tens of thousands of dollars there. I know this is hypey. I know it sounds like hype. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Tens of thousands of dollars in this bolo document. It's a living document. We will constantly add to it and update it constantly. Some things go out of style. Men's ties used to really be worth sourcing even a year or two ago. They aren't anymore. I'd remove all of those from the bolo list probably, or I might still have them in there just to kind of look at, but they're not really worth anything anymore. It's going to be a living, breathing document that I update constantly for you. You'll tear in, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think this through. You'll tear into the next thrift store like a hobo eating a ham sandwich. That's how well this will work. Number five, I will share those bolos in at least 2 formats, PDF and an Evernote note. So you won't have to look up every item that you see to see if it's a good buy or not. I mean, next to you, every other reseller in the Salvation Army will be left in the dust. They'll be made to look too stupid to attend community college. That's how good you're going to be. Number 6, I will hold back nothing. I'll give you time and time again treasure hunting tips I'll give you more treasure hunting tips than they had baby showers at my middle school. Every single tip and trap that I know, and that's a wealth of knowledge, if I do say so myself, and I do, I will constantly make you videos, give you PDFs, Evernote documents. You'll see the importance of those over the next many months and years. This is a long-term deal that I'm making with you. I'll take you to garage sales with me. I'll film everything. I'll take you to demonstrate thrift store finds. I'll demonstrate for the real men out there watching tonight. I'll show you how to find perfume that makes you money. I'll show you how to find shoes that makes you money. I mean, you know, it kind of goes against everything we were created to know, but I'll show you how to do it. We were created to hunt, so that's why it works. You're going to be so embarrassed with some of the things I tell you to buy until you see the giant return on investment that you make. You're going to be embarrassed to take them to the Goodwill counter to buy them. But compared to you, those other resellers in that Goodwill, their skills, they'll look worse than Yoko Ono's singing ability. Number 7, I will make you a listing and shipping speed demon. You'll be listing, you know, everyone hates eBay because it just takes so long to create listings and do all that. You will be listing, photographing, selling, shipping your treasures faster than the Kardashians go through plastic surgeons. And number 8, finally, I will show you everything. I will answer every question. I will give you major resources. I'll discuss super duper tips to adopt. I'll show you how to hone every skill available to the treasure hunter seeking profits so that you're a fine-tuned piece of sourcing and selling machinery. The resellers in your town would rather give CPR to Rosie O'Donnell than to compete with you, I promise.
Love it. That is awesome. Just answering a question here real quick. Posting a copy address. Okay. All right. CPR. Yeah, I think I'm just excited to be in there just for the entertainment value, guys. This is going to be a ton of fun.
Oh, I don't tell jokes.
Oh, you don't? Okay. No. All right, cool. So guys, it's treasurehuntingprofits.com. There's a link. Love to have you join us. We'll start next Wednesday. If you're in Legends, I posted the link inside the Legends group in that thread. And you guys get a replay as well, and I have the link as well to it. So questions that we've had when we go into that. Okay. Roxana said, so going back to earlier when we were talking about Starbucks mugs, she's got some old Starbucks mugs from 2016, I think. Tried selling them on Mercari for $20. No takers last year in 2019. How do you discern which ones will sell well?
Well, you find ones that have sold in the past that look like yours. So you do an eBay search, you'll have the recording of tonight, and you'll see exactly how I found Starbucks mugs, but you will want to find one just like yours. So look on the bottom, look at the year it was made. It should have that almost always. Let's say it's 2016, and let's say it's a white mug. If there's any other piece of information on it, if it says, if it has a picture of a bear, those are some amazing mugs, by the way. Some that have pictures of bears that were only shown for a limited time. Be sure and put the word bear in your search term. Bear Starbucks mug. Or if it's one of those tumblers, use the word tumbler. That's a Starbucks term that collectors know about. So you will, if it's pink, put the word pink, put the color. I would strongly suggest you look on eBay and not Mercari. You might want to sell it on Mercari, but they bring more money on eBay. Mercari's selling fees are lower than eBay, so there's some advantage there. But I would search to find what it has sold for in the past on eBay, not on Mercari.
Okay. Michael wants to know, can you sell services on eBay?
It's not as easily as we used to be able to. I would not suggest it for various reasons that we really can't go into here. I would suggest you sell your services on Craigslist and not on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. If I think they allow you to sell services. I don't think eBay right now is a great place for services. eBay is going to something called managed payments very soon. They're actually going to allow people to pay with anything. Apple Pay, credit
Oh,
cards, whatever
nice.
you want to pay with. You don't have to use PayPal anymore. That should be implemented this year. And there are some changes being made that might really affect services. What few are left, if any are left, I haven't looked in a while, but
Hmm.
used to, we sold everything on eBay. So eBay
Nice.
is not the best place.
Cool. Do you have replens on eBay?
Oh, absolutely. You have replens on eBay.
Okay. Okay. I know this is some of the stuff you're going to talk about in the actual course, but Matthew asked, how do you set up shipping charges?
Yeah. Okay. When you first activate your account, if you're brand new or haven't used your account in a while, offer free shipping. Lose a little money on shipping. No big deal. Who cares? You're going to be doing this for a month or two and you're still going to be making money. But the best way to not lose money on shipping is to weigh the item and weigh it however much it's going to cost, however much it's going to weigh to ship. So you'll weigh the box, you'll weigh the item. If you get the free dunnage, if you get the free styrofoam and all that stuff I show you how to get, that weighs hardly anything. You don't use paper because that's heavy, just almost zero weight dunnage. You'll know exactly. So when you list an item, you will say this weighs 1.4 pounds. And so whoever buys it, oh, and you also say I'll ship it UPS, FedEx, Priority Mail, whatever the user wants. You can just choose as many as you want, whatever you want to do. Or you may only want to ship it priority. I don't know, but I just choose as many as I can. And so whenever a buyer in Wisconsin buys your item, then you live in California and it's 1.4 pounds and it's 10 by 10 by 4 inches, then eBay will send them an invoice for exactly what it cost you to ship that item to that person, and they will pay that exact shipping. If you want to add a little bit for handling fee, for paying for your box and labels and stuff, you can do that as well. I don't usually do that. I should, but I don't.
Richard, in saying this, staying in the shipping vein there, he's saying that the postal rates are so confusing to deal with. Do you use any type of mailing platform like Flagship Station or others?
Yeah, I sometimes use Pirate Ship, and we'll talk about that. But in general, I find it's pretty hard to beat eBay's prices. I think eBay's shipping prices, especially with FedEx, is far better than Amazon's deal with FedEx. Or is Amazon, they're back on FedEx, I think. But I find that eBay's rates are incredible. I can ship a pretty heavy priority box, 5 or 6 pound, not flat rate, for cheaper than I can usually ship it any other way. But sometimes, depending on the size of the box, Pirate Ship is a cheaper way to go. And some of these other services, I just happen to only use Pirate Ship, but they're all about the same. And what they do is they save money. You actually pay less if an item is small to ship priority. Even if it weighs a lot, you pay a lot less if it takes very little room. And Pirate Ship and all these other services, they will try to take advantage of that and give you a lower shipping rate while they themselves also make money off this. And sometimes, and you'll just have a sixth sense for this. You'll just have an intuition after a while. It's not really intuition, it's because you've thought about it and done it for a month or two. We'll talk about when to use those services and when to even mess with looking at them. Most of the time, you use eBay's shipping. It's the cheapest.
Okay. Michael asked, what about U.S. Postal Service?
Use it all the time. I go daily.
Yeah. Okay. Do you sell overseas?
Absolutely. Here's how it works. Well, there are two ways it works. I can sell overseas and ship to Italy, or I can tell eBay on every listing that I list, I want to use your global shipping program. So here's what eBay will do. If someone in Rome, Italy buys a book from me, then eBay will say, we're going to charge you so much to ship this item. And they will pay eBay whatever it takes eBay to ship that item overseas. eBay sends me just enough postage to ship it to Kentucky. So here's what eBay does. They have this center in Kentucky for all overseas shipments for sellers who are part of this program. And to be part of this program, it's free. You just click and sign up. So here's what we do. Every single thing I ship overseas, I ship to Kentucky, and all I do is pay for the rate that it costs to ship this item to Kentucky. I'm in Oklahoma, so it's really nice, kind of Central America to centralized America here. And I ship everything that we sell to Rome, Italy, and every other place, Iceland, I ship to Kentucky. That's all I mess with. I don't mess with customs fees. I don't mess with international postage. I don't mess with money exchange. I don't do anything. eBay collects a huge number of international boxes, and they will put everything going to Rome, Italy. They'll collect that over time, and they'll start freighting it up, and they'll send a freight car to Rome, Italy of all of their items and get this tremendous break on shipping, but they've charged all these people the full rate, whatever it would actually cost to ship it. eBay makes a lot of money off their global shipping program, and you save a lot of grief. Shipping to Rome, Italy is just as easy as shipping to Rome to Paris, Texas. I promise you.
That's awesome. Okay. April wants to know, have you had success selling larger items in your area?
Oh, in my area, meaning I source them in my area? Probably.
Don't know. You can go either one, like
Okay.
maybe pick up only or even shipping them.
Yeah, all the time. Something large will not frighten me. I prefer the things that I can wrap and ship for, a couple of $3 and just ship it out. And I've got boxes for it. And it doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost really the seller anything. No one really worries about the shipping. But I told you about that Champion juicer. It was really heavy. And also I've shipped oversized items all the time. I would definitely do it. I just bought 6 health devices from a thrift store. Someone had just donated these new in box, huge crutch-like device things. I don't know what they did, but they were profitable. And I bought all 6 of them, and they're oversized. And I, took the time to make a box for each one of them and all that stuff. Yeah, you bet. For $70 profit on each one of those items, you darn right I will ship an oversized item. I won't hesitate.
Okay, Nancy asked, I know this is where you're going to go deep into in the course, but touch on it all. Marketplace, selling and buying. I assume she's talking about Facebook Marketplace.
Yes. The great thing about Facebook Marketplace and eBay is you should sell everything you sell on eBay, offer it on Facebook Marketplace. Now, there are services that do this, say for Amazon, and they'll sell your item both on Amazon and eBay, like Bonanza. I hate those. I hate those services, and I'll tell you why. Because I want my eBay customers to like me, and I want my Amazon customers to like me too. But Amazon takes 2 or 3 days sometimes to ship something, and my eBay customers, they don't understand why it takes 2 or 3 days to even get a tracking number. They're used to fast shipping. And so I like to only duplicate my effort on Facebook Marketplace and eBay, or Facebook Marketplace and Mercari, depending on, we'll talk about that, but primarily eBay and Facebook Marketplace, because nothing can sell at the same time on both those marketplaces. Every time someone has an interest in something on Facebook Marketplace, they'll write you and say, is this still for sale, or can we meet? And if you happen to sell it on eBay and forgot to delete it, you'll go, oh, I'm sorry, it's already sold, and you'll delete it. So it's, and if something sells on Facebook Marketplace, here's what I do. If I'm going to meet the person in 2 hours and we're going to meet, we're going to make a deal, I will go to eBay and I will raise the price like $100, because I don't want that listing to lose watchers or anything. And so I'll just make sure no one buys this on eBay. And if that sale goes through, which it almost always does at Facebook Marketplace, don't believe the people that say, people never show up whenever I sell them something on Facebook Marketplace. People always show up for me. And okay, I've had one that didn't, but they always show up. I mean, statistically, and it's cash money. I mean, it's really a good deal. So yeah, I sell. So what you do is you create your eBay listing, and then you just copy and paste the description, you've already done the pictures, just copy them over. It takes 30 seconds to create your Facebook Marketplace, in addition to the minute and a half it takes you to create an eBay listing.
Nice. That is it.
All right.
Great job. So guys, as you're watching the replay, feel free to post questions in the Facebook group if you're in the Legends group. And yeah, we'd love to have you join us. We start next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern. Greg, anything else you want to leave them with?
Tonight, I just had to try to get as much in as I could. We're going to go step by step, starting Wednesday night. And in the Facebook group, whenever I do videos, which I will constantly do, whenever I do articles for you, I will go slowly and I will go step by step, and I will explain every single term that I use. And if you're a total newbie to eBay, you will feel right at home. You will not feel lost.
Awesome. Cool. We're excited. It's going to be fun. Greg, thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time. We'll see you guys in the group.
Y'all take care.
All right. Bye.